It's not even 2025 yet, and you already said that next year is going to be your year. No, it's not. It ain't. Yes, I'm hating. Next year's not going to be a year. You know how I know? Because you said this year was going to be your year, and it wasn't your year either. And you said 2023 was going to be your year, and it wasn't your year either. Stop saying that it's going to be your year when we all know it's not going to be your year, boo-boo. It's not. Like, we are like, come on, yo, stop playing with us. Stop playing yourself, because you really, for real, you just lying to yourself. We already know it's not going to be your year. It's not going to be your year if you don't do these things that I'm gonna tell you in this video. What's going on, y'all? Welcome into Mentor Mondays. If you're new here, I am your mentor, Backpack Jeff, and I'm here to help you get in your bag. Whether we are talking about your education, your personal life, or your career, each and every single week, we go deep in our bag and we provide education, resources, and the mindset shifts that you need in order to help you transition confidently into the next phase of your life. Listen, stop saying that every single year is going to be your year. You can't go into 2025 being the same person you were in 2024, even if you had a great 2024. Today, we are going to talk about developing healthy habits. Yes, y'all, we got some bad habits. Oh, we got some junk in there. We got some stinking thinking. There's some stuff that we got to do in order to wash out all of that dirty water so that we can make sure that we clean up our minds, y'all. Let's go over these things so we can get in our bag so we don't got to chase a bag. All right, so I'm going to go over 4 tips for y'all to help you get in your bag so that we can build some healthy habits. And tip number 1 is we have to change our identity. Think about it this way. I'm reading this book, Atomic Habits, and now if you want to go deeper in your bag of changing your habits and how to build great habits, go and get that book, Atomic Habits. I'll put the link in the description down below. It's not my book, and I don't get anything for supporting it or promoting it, but I think it's a great book. Now, you got to change your identity. He gave this beautiful example. He said, imagine 2 people trying to quit smoking, and one of them says, no thanks, I'm trying to quit, and the other person says, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. Who do you think would have a better chance of actually quitting smoking? Probably the person that says, no thanks, I'm not a smoker, meaning I don't identify as a smoker anymore. So this isn't something that I would engage in. We've got to get to a point where we are engaging as the person and we are acting as the person that we are trying to be, y'all. It's like we got to change our identity so that we can change our habits. I mean, if I'm a professional athlete, I would probably act like a professional athlete. If I'm a good student, I would probably do what a good student would do in certain situations. Now, if you want to change your identity, I'm going to give you a couple of different ways. You got to start making small deposits towards the person that you want to be. You're not going to go into the gym and just all of a sudden, if you've never worked out before, just put up 225 pounds, a couple of sets and a couple of reps. It's not going to work that way. You got to build your way up to that. Same thing with your identity. We got to make small deposits towards the person that we want to be. I want to be the #1 motivational speaker in the world. And I know I can't just get on stage and all of a sudden I'm the best speaker there ever was. No, I had to make small deposits by doing videos, by doing YouTube videos, by creating content, by doing free speeches. And every single day, every single week, I was making small deposits by reading, getting information, getting knowledge, listening to interviews, listening to podcasts, creating podcasts, being on podcasts. I made small deposits into my bank account of being a professional speaker that ultimately led to me being a speaker. Now, let me ask you a question. Who are you? Matter of fact, let me ask you a better question than that. Who do you want to be? What do you identify as? The goal isn't to read a book. The goal is to become a reader because you know this leads to the person that you want to be. The goal isn't to run a marathon. No, the goal is to become a runner. You've got to become the person that you need to become. Myron Golden has this great saying, and he says, it doesn't take a long time to make $1 million. It takes a long time to become become the person you have to be in order to make the $1 million. So as you're thinking about your identity, who do you want to be? And every single day, are you making decisions that are making deposits into the person that you desire to be? So from now on, I identify as a gym rat and an avid reader, and you can't tell me nothing otherwise. You know why? Because every single day and every single week, I'm operating as a gym rat and an avid reader. When I'm thinking to myself and I'm having that conversation in my head, that mental conversation, dang, do I want to go to the gym? I say, what would a gym rat do? I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna eat these weights. Oh, and I'm about to crash out on the bench. Yeah, like Martin and them was doing it. Yeah, let's go. I identify. What do you identify with? We got to change our identity if we want to change into some healthy habits, y'all. Come on, we got a couple more pockets to go in this bag. Now, the next thing that we have to do in developing healthy habits is we got to stop doing this little dance that we do with procrastination, because, oh, I be getting bit by the procrastination bug all the time. Ow, what the hell was that? It was definitely the procrastination bug. But look, so I've learned this throughout my reading and throughout my time, is that in procrastinating, you have to ask yourself 5 very important questions, right? Number 1, is this helping me to continue to put this off? And what I realize is that most of the time, the answer is no. And that's the reason why I'm procrastinating. That's the reason why it's procrastination, because it's not helping me to continue to put this off. Number 2, why am I putting this off? Now, sometimes procrastination becomes a good thing and you're putting it off for good reason. But why am I putting this off? When I know that I'm negatively procrastinating, I know I'm putting this off for no good reason. Number 3, what's the worst that could happen? A lot of times, what's the worst that could happen if you go and you have that conversation with the person that you're supposed to have that conversation with, whose answer you've already given to them, and you haven't even had the conversation with them, but you already made up in your mind what their response is going to be. And then when you go to them and you have that conversation, you realize that their response is not what you thought it was going to be. So you made all of that up in your head and you procrastinated and you gave yourself anxiety about that conversation, and your stomach felt like it was in your feet and your heart was beating real fast. All of those things you made up inside of your mind. What's the worst that could happen? Most of the time, it's nothing. It's nothing, right? Number 4, how will you feel after taking this action? Most of the times when we find ourselves in position of procrastination, we will feel much better after taking this action, y'all. And there's no reason that we should be procrastinating in doing this. I've been procrastinating and doing this stuff all the while. And the reason being is because I was fearful of, oh my gosh, I don't know if it's going to turn out right. I don't know if people are going to watch it. I don't know if people are going to stop worrying about all of that stuff. Worry about all of that at a later time, or matter of fact, don't even worry about it at all. Just do what you're supposed to do, because when you're doing it, you're going to feel much better because you're doing it. And then number 5, I want you to write down 3 reasons why you must take action right now. There are reasons why you must take action right now. There are people that are counting on you. And if you don't take action, then you won't accomplish the things that you're supposed to accomplish. If you don't take action right now, then you won't be growing into the person that you're supposed to grow into. You won't be shaping your identity, y'all. There's things that you got to do. So 5 questions that I want you to ask yourself when you think about procrastinating. Number 1, is it helping me to continue to put this off? Number 2, why am I putting this off? Number 3, what is the worst that can happen? Number 4, how will you feel after taking action? And then number 5, write down 3 reasons why you must take action, y'all. Come on, y'all, let's go. It's that time already. It's that time already. Yo, it is time for our word of the week. Let's go in our bag and see what we got this week. Yes, to identify what we got going on. This word of the week this week is discipline. You got it. The quality of being able to behave and work in a controlled way, which involves obeying particular rules or standards. Y'all, we gotta have discipline. Man, like what happened to, like I remember when I was an athlete and we used to have to run suicides, and our coach used to tell us to start behind the line, and we would actually start behind the line. But today, when I see kids running suicides, like they be running them and their feet be in front of the line or on the line. And if we did that, my coach would literally make us start over. As a matter of fact, if you didn't go down and you didn't touch the baseline down here and you just stopped like right there, my coach would make the whole team run over. And you know why? Because if the coach asked you to shoot a three-pointer, you wouldn't put your toe on the line, would you? No, you would put your toe behind the line. And people think that a lot of times these small little changes, these small little details don't matter, but I promise you they matter. You know why? Because you can't paint a big picture without a small paintbrush, because you'll miss all of the little details that make it actual artwork.
Ooh,
y'all, we've got to
he's
learn
in
to
his
show
bag.
up in the small nuances of life, because those are the things that ultimately lead to the big successes, y'all. We've got to make sure that we're disciplined in every area of our life, because we've all heard the saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. Show up positive in every area of your life. Show up with character, with humility, with integrity in every area of your life, not just in certain parts. And mostly you can't. You know why? Because if you put the old man in a new car, it's still going to drive the same, because it's not the car, it's the person. You ever see somebody get multiple cars all the time and they keep on crashing them? And you're like, yo, why you keep crashing cars? You keep getting new ones, you keep crashing them. And they like, it's everybody else. No, it's not. It's you. My man Chaos said, some of us, we always wondering why we just getting out of a bad relationship, because it's you. You are the common denominator in this whole situation. It is 100% you. So if you want to take yourself out of it, be more disciplined. And you've got to have discipline if you want to build healthy habits. So going into 2025, if you want to thrive, we need to change our habits, because we cannot be the same person in 2025 that we were in 2024, even if you had a good year in 2024. It's Backpack. Take this word, put it in your bag. Then let's get back to building these healthy habits. All right, listen, this is probably one of the most important parts about building these healthy habits, because we are the sum total of what our morning routine is. And I'm going to say we need to start this way. Les Brown, a great mentor of mine, not a personal mentor, but someone who I've listened to and I've allowed to mentor me through reading his books and such. He has this great saying, and he says, you have to control the spirit of your day. Whatever you hear in the first 20 minutes of your day will control the remainder of your day, and it will tell you how to feel. So in order for you to operate out of hope, out of joy, out of a great desire and ambition, you got to control the spirit of your day. And the way that we do that is we do that by developing a healthy routine, right? Healthy routines lead to healthy habits. So I wanted to develop this routine of working out every single day. Not only did I want to develop the routine, so I started to do it. I set a plan for myself to work out Monday through Friday. I know what time I'm going to go to the gym Monday through Friday. I'm going to wake up at 4:40. I'm going to be at the gym by 5 o'clock. I'm going to work out from 5 to 6 a.m. I'm going to come back. I'm going to take out my dog. I'm going to get my kid ready. I'm going to get in the shower. I'm going to do all of these different things. My routine is set. And I know routines sound boring. I know they sound mundane. I know they sound like I'll get tired of them too often, but think about it this way. In this book, again, Atomic Habits, really helped me to reframe my mind on how I looked at routine, because I oftentimes looked at it as boring. And I felt like I would do like David Shan said, I would, sleep is for suckers. I would fall asleep on life. But no, my routines became so easy for me that these are something that I do every single day without thought, so that now I can start adding other stuff to it, because these are things that I do almost often anyway. So in creating your routine, think about this. Going to the gym and working out wasn't something that was difficult for me, but it was knowing what to do when I work out. So we have to make our routines also easy. So it wasn't going to the gym that was difficult for me. It was, what do I do when I get there? We've got to have something that encourages us, that gives us information on what we're supposed to do as we're developing these routines. So now I've got the routine of going to the gym. I'm adding another routine to it. Now, every time I go into my Gymverse app, I check the app and I do the workout that's on my app. So now on a regular basis, basis, y'all, my routines are helping me to become the person that I want to identify as. These are small deposits that I'm making into my identity bank every single day. Ooh, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it our identity bank, y'all. We got to call it our identity bank. Your identity bank, you got to make small deposits, and your routine that you do on a daily and on a weekly basis is going to help you become who you want to become. It's going to help you shape your identity. Let's get into the last tip for developing healthy habits. The last and final tip to developing healthier habits is we've got to have a supportive environment. If you go back to the first video that we talked about why mentorship matters it matters in terms of accountability, but why do healthy habits, or how do healthy habits help to be shaped? It's because of the environment that we're in. Now, in this book, Atomic Habits, he dropped a big bar. I mean, he went into his duffel bag with this one, y'all. He said, I've never seen someone stick with a good habit in a bad environment.
Ooh, he's in his bag.
Y'all, our environment is going to shape our identity. I mean, think about it. If you want to stop drinking soda and you want to stop eating Oreos every single day, but when you come home, they're on your counter and you walk by them every single day, you don't even want them. You just want them because they're there. Your mama didn't say it to you when you was younger. You don't even want it. You just want it because you see me got it. Or your eyes are bigger than your stomach is, and the reason that you keep on eating is because there's more food there. Our environment dictates and determines what we see, who we become. I think in the book too, it said that we have 11 million receptors in terms of visual, in terms of like our identity, but 10 million of them are visual. So the things that we see are more important to us in terms of shaping our identity, y'all. We need to get into an environment where our desired behavior is the normal. We need to go where people are already gym rats. We need to go where people are already reading and already doing work. It's the reason why I find it easier to work at Starbucks. It's because when I'm here, it feels like this is a place where people work. It's the reason why people do so well working at co-working spaces. It's because this is where people are at. You're in an environment of working. I mean, think about it. I don't even have to be working on the same project as someone to feel inspired to work. I just gotta be in the environment, and your environment will change you before you change it. That's like a person who has a New York accent going down to Atlanta and thinking they're about to get everybody in Atlanta to start talking like they talk in New York. No, what's gonna happen is you're gonna start talking like them people down in Atlanta do. Why? Because your environment is going to shape you before you shape it. So get into an environment, find an environment of people that can help you. You know why? Because the biggest motivation is when you find yourself a gym partner. The best motivation is when you find yourself a book club. The best motivation is when you find yourself a group of entrepreneurs where you all are working not on the same thing, but you all have the same mindset and have that same desire. Shameless plug here. Y'all can join the Winner's Circle. We meet every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. On Zoom, and it is 100% free. All you got to do is send me a DM, comment below the word WIN, W-I-N, and I will send you a link so that you can join it. I'll send you a quick Zoom link, man. Join it, try it out. Come with us, man. We're going to win together, y'all. We can't do this alone. So in order to build these healthy habits, let's wrap this back up. You got to change your identity. What do you identify as? Remember, I'm a gym rat and an avid reader. That's all I do in life right now. Procrastination. Ask yourself those 5 questions in terms of procrastination, all right? Routine. You got to develop a healthy routine that is going to make small deposits into your identity bank of who you want to be. And then finally, we've got to change our environment, not just in terms of people, but in the things that are around us. If you want to eat healthier, stop buying junk food, stop driving that route where you know the McDonald's is and stuff like that. Take a different route home if you got to. Make sure that there's apples, oranges, bananas, grapes, grapefruit, there's pomegranate, there's dragon fruit, there's kiwi at your house. If you want to be better, change your environment, because being better will be the only option. Hey, thank y'all so much. If you've made it here, I greatly appreciate y'all. Again, the link for the book, Atomic Habits, I believe the Amazon version is going to be in the description. I greatly appreciate you. Send this to someone. Send this to someone who you think this would certainly help. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's going to be down here somewhere. Like it's one of these places down here. Hit that subscribe button for me. Thank y'all so much. My name is Backpack Jeff. Remember, stay in your bag. Don't chase the bag. And we out. I don't have my marker. What happened?